Well, hello to all my Euphoria addicts out there. I am back talking about our favorite hot mess show, and I have some feelings for the future. Yes, in this video, I'm going to be diving into the 5 things we need to see in Euphoria Season 3. Look, I had a blasty blast talking about Season 2 of Euphoria on my channel. I'm actually one of the people who didn't really complain about the plot holes or where we were going with characters. I just watched Euphoria to let it wash all over me. This is my daily dose of drama. This feels like I'm calling up my hot mess friend and going, girl, tell me about your weekend. That's what I like about this show. So when it's a little messy, when some of my characters are like sidelined, I don't particularly care. I just watch it to go. But we all have feelings. There's some things I want to see. There's things we can fix for the next seasons, especially my number 1 pick. Make sure you stay for that. I definitely think people who have issues with Euphoria will like my number 1 pick. But let's get into some of the things I would like to see. I've broken them down into 5 things, and each one of them I'm sure are going to talk about other plot points and other characters. But here are my 5 favorite things that I keep thinking about, what I think would make a great next season for Euphoria. So let's get into number 5. So kicking off my list, I want to see the downfall of Nate Jacobs. I know, Sam Levinson, you like this actor, you just put him in deep water, you want him to do well. He can do well, but going downhill. He got a little bit too close to a redemption arc for me in Season 2. I liked evil mustache-twirling villain Nate in Season 1, but I wanted to see our girls get some justice against him. Hell, even our dude, that one dude he got beat up and sent to jail, I wanted Homeboy to get justice. These are the things that I'm like, yo, Nate has really done some disgusting things. And people are like, well, he gave the DVD back to Jules. And I'm like, okay, but he had to put a gun to Maddy to get it. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Honestly, I just want to see Nate have a horrible life. I want to see him crumble. I want to see his mom get drunk and read him to filth again. I want to see no girl touch him. I know Jules and him will probably end up having an arc, and maybe Jules can fix him, and both the characters that I don't particularly like can go off and do their own thing. Who knows? But Nate just needs a lesson. He needs to get taught something. The little white privileged boy needs to get slapped across the face. Yes, he turned in his pedo daddy, and yay, that was good. I don't think Cal is ever going to change. That was one decent thing you've done. What else? Either Nate needs to be a goddamn angel next season, or I need to see him burned at the stake. Like, for real. I don't know what's happening. Like, with what he's done to Maddy, with what he was starting to do to Cassie, and maybe Cassie can recover. Who knows? I don't even have a plot for her character. I just want to see her do better. But I just need to see Nate have the downfall that we are all waiting for. Speaking of Nate, you can't really talk about Nate without talking about his ex-girlfriend, my favorite character. At least I think so. Rewatching Season 2, I think I definitely love her. Maddy, for this entry, I want to see Maddy 2.0, or maybe by this point 3.0. I just want to see Maddy upgrade herself. She's done with the boys of the past. She has the advice from Hot Mama she was being friends with. I need her to come up here and kick some ass this season.
You dumb fucking bitch! I'm gonna fuck you! Fucking run away from me, you stupid bitch!
I want to see her be the beautiful, striking Latina woman she is. I want to see her take more control, start doing businesses, start doing things. I remember her in that little backstory episode of being like, I never want to work a day in my life, just want to marry rich. I think she's going to learn that she needs to take some control back to herself. I want to see that from Maddy. Maddie's honestly there for all the girls. I want to see her interact with the girls too. There was that scene she had with Jules the last season where they went bowling together and those two just had conversations, and I'm like, do more of that. I want to see Maddy integrated into the girls group. I want to see her be like, Rue, let me help you get sober. Jules, let me fix your outfits, because honey, Season 2, the outfits, Jules. But yeah, that's the stuff I want to see from Maddy. I want to see her just glow up. I want to see, she's already gorgeous and cool and has the best personality. I just want her to have a great story this season. She was so sidelined with Nate last season, watching all of this like, oh, but what of him? No, let her be the kick-ass badass that we want her to be, and I think it could be there, fingers crossed, because it could be good if we get more of Maddy, more of just deliciousness. Again, she can maybe help Cassie from where she was. She can get Kat back onto the show by this point. I just want to see more of Kat, because what the hell happened? Yeah, these are the things that I think Maddy could definitely add to this by just increasing her story. Once you increase Maddy, everyone around her would elevate. Please, Sam, give me this at least. One of the biggest talking points of the last episode especially was what's happening with Laurie, that briefcase, the drugs, Rue's money. What's going on with that? I obviously want a resolution for that. I want it to get a bit dark. I think that's what's going to be really interesting, is Rue being on like the straight and narrow, her fixing her life, and then something like this coming back up to remind her, you did some sins in the past that you still have to pay for. I think that would be so interesting, such a different layer to Rue's character of her actually being good, and then the dark side keeps bringing her back. That would be interesting, because we've only seen Rue purposely run back to drugs, to the darker things in life. That would be very interesting to see it kind of chase after her. I just watched Rue run around from her real life. I want to see her run away from this problem. I think it could be really interesting. I know a lot of people wanted to see more of this conclusion, but I kind of like that season 2 ended on somewhat of a happy note. It was just a breather. We had so much drama the whole season with everything. I just needed just a sigh of relief, but those sighs of relief are always going to be followed by, oh god, more cleanse, more drama, and that's what I want. Laurie's gonna come and get her money. Faye tried to snitch her out. I'm sure maybe she even knew about that. I need Laurie to come next season. If Nate's not gonna be the supreme evil villain, let Laurie be it, because she was terrifying. She can do it. Also, bring back Dag. He was in that one episode. I love him. He was in the Halloween movies. I want my evil juggalo back as her drug dealer friend. Yeah, give me more of Laurie. Give her her revenge with Rue, and get Rue to maybe learn her lesson. This could be the final step to recovery for Rue, is fixing the mistakes of the past. That could be a great arc for our favorite character, Rue's favorite, but you know, it's Zendaya, we all love her. Before I get into an overall fix, I want to see the plot point that I've been thinking about for a while, a dark Fezco arc, an evil Fez. If you know anime or anything like that, when our favorite, like, hero goes through a bad moment, and then he goes through that dark emo moment where, like, I'm in love with an emo girl. Yeah, I want to see that vibe with Fez. I want to see him go, I just saw my brother go, everything got raided, I didn't get to my, like, crushes play, I have feelings, and I'm going to be a bit angrier. Fez is kind of this, like, warm character that we all really love, but in that finale, in little moments throughout, we saw more of his edge, his creepier, his tougher side. I want to see that in this next season. I want to see Fez have to, like, go back to where he was, but give him an arc. He's always going to be a happy-go-lucky character, but putting him at a low point and watching him get up could be a great storyline. Him and Lexi can fight a little bit, but then by the end, he's, like, back with her and all happy and stuff. I think a dark Fez arc would be so good. It could be really intriguing. Again, it kind of reminds me of anime. It reminds me of Buffy, where we're seeing a character that we normally like have to journey back to where they were. Think of Dark Willow. Think of things like that, where I want to see Fez, just for half a season even, have a really big struggle to get to where we want him to be. That's a beautiful character arc and can really add a lot to this actor's, like, resume, and could add a lot to this character and really help out a lot with this show. So my last thing, it's kind of an overall fix. I need more people in the writer's room, or more creative heads adding their input into Euphoria. I like this show. I think season 1 and season 2 are pretty great, but there seems to be one creative head behind a lot of it, and I don't think he's the best. It kind of reminds me of Benioff and Weiss or whatever from the Game of Thrones, where it's like, you guys are doing good, but this is a big task. You might need more people helping you out. Maybe Zendaya needs to come write a couple more scripts. I know Hunter Schafer helped a little bit too. Maybe they need to come help Sam behind the scenes really elevate it. And that's not just for, like, the plot hole stuff of, like, well, what about this? He dropped this. Some of that just doesn't need to be resolved. I don't really care about that. I just want stronger stories. I want more of a female voice added to this behind the scenes. My mom watched Euphoria recently, and I remember her kind of pointing out, being like, this show's a little anti-women. And I'm like, It's anti-women because it shows bad men. So these bad men treat the women badly, so we're seeing a lot of negative things towards women. I don't know if the show is particularly anti-women, but I think we could help these negative scenes towards women be handled a bit better by having more women behind the scenes. I would like some of these, like, females that's working here, like Zendaya. She's an executive producer. I need her to start being a co-writer, at least for the overarching season story. I don't know how much influence Zendaya has on the show's story, but I would love to see her add her flair into it, because that could help a little bit. I like these characters, I like this world, but I just want to see them fleshed out a bit more. I want to feel it to be more... I like that it feels very singular vision. There's a part of me that does like that Sam says, these are my world, these are my characters, I'm doing what I need, but I know that they can be brought up to another level. Season 3, I go back to loving a show like Buffy. Season 3 is when the show kicked into a different gear. I want this to be for Euphoria. I want Euphoria Season 3 to be the one that we go, wow, this was the season. I hope for it, so maybe adding more writers or adding co-writers to certain episodes could really help make this show a bit better. It's already great, but I want to see it hit another level. What do you want to see in Euphoria Season 3? Let me know all your feelings down in the comments below. Do you like my suggestions? What about the Dark Fez thing? Do you think that's really cool? Do you want to see Maddy have a better Season 3 than she had in Season 2? Share all your feelings down in the comments below. Let me know your suggestions. What do you think of mine? Let's talk about all of that. Subscribe to my channel, because I make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about Euphoria Season 3 down below.